Hello, Grounding Down Yoga community. Happy, happy New Year. It's freshly January up in here. I hope that you all had a really lovely, sweet, spacious, rejuvenating holiday season and that your New Year celebrations were sweet. My name is Morgan. If we haven't met yet, I'll be holding space for your home practice today. Thank you so much for being part of the Grounding Down Yoga community and being here with me today. It has been a minute since I've been on my yoga platform, and there's a big reason why. We got a puppy. This is his bed. He is not here right now, obviously. He's with my partner, and y'all, I've never had like my own dog. Like I've had family pets and I've had other pets like cats and fish, and you know, I have 30 houseplants in my house, but I was not prepared for what a puppy was gonna do to my life. And I love him, and he's amazing, and he's so smart, and I'm so blessed. And it's a real renegotiation of my energy and my time and my resources. And so I'm very grateful that I've had a few weeks off just to be with the puppy and get him more comfortable in the lay of the land and how things work. But I will say I'm really happy to be back. I'm really happy to be back teaching yoga and being here with you. Something that I'm really leaning into more this year, and especially this winter season, is this concept of spaciousness with myself. And maybe you are this way as well. Maybe you understand what I'm talking about, but I feel like I am so patient, loving, compassionate, and understanding with everyone else, but I don't show up in that same way for myself with my own energy. I ask way more of myself and my energy than I would ever ask of someone who I love, right? And it can be hard to hold spaciousness and love and nourishment for yourself. And the biggest way that's showing up for me, especially these past couple weeks into this year, is I'm letting myself ask for more help. I'm letting myself ask for more recognition of my hard work and support when I really need it, not when it's just convenient. And I know that a lot of you do that also. You'll only ask for help when you know that someone is ready to give it. It can be really hard to ask for help when, everyone is spread thin and when you're tired. And that's part of this global village that we're healing and recalibrating, is leaning on each other and asking for support and asking for space and slowing down when we need to. For example, I asked my partner, I said, can you take the puppy for an hour? I really need help. And he's also working from home, and he's like, yes, and vice versa. It's this, what's the word? It's this reciprocity towards self and other. And that is kind of speaking a little bit deeper into the theme, I suppose, of today's practice, which is nourishment. So we're in deep winter, and, I'm waiting on a snowstorm to hit. If you're in the Front Range area, January 5th, 2021, you'll know that there's a big winter storm coming, and so the air is getting cold. The sky is darkening. It's that lovely feeling right before a storm rolls in. And there's this strange, juxtaposition of the new year beginning in the heart of winter. And that can be really destabilizing for so many of us, because the new year elicits, New Year intentions and resolutions. There's many traditions associated with New Year's of creating new ways of being, activating yourself, showing up, kind of reinventing yourself in some ways or many ways, resurfacing. And it can feel really hard to be excited about that when we are in the deep of winter. We are nature, y'all. We are human beings. We are nature. We're from nature. As separate or disconnected or even divorced as some of you might feel from the natural world, you are part of it. It moves through you. And winter is moving through all of us right now, the slowness of winter. And there's so much to that. In traditional Chinese medicine, winter is ruled by the water element. And it's because water is the most nourishing resource, in Chinese medicine. It is what creates life. With water, there's everything. We have everything. Without water, we have nothing. And so winter and water having this, symbiosis together, winter asks us to take care of our water. It asks us to rest and reserve the water and keep it for when we're going to need it in the summertime or the springtime. And so what I'm getting at is these New Year's resolutions, this like pressure to come right out of the incubation of deep winter into this reinvention of yourself in this huge externalization of your personal energy can feel really exhausting. Especially exhausting if you're not holding space for yourself to rest, to nourish, to be spacious, to move your body in ways that feel good. They don't have to be overly intense or for reasons that are not aligned, with your personal mission. So I just want to give everyone permission. If you haven't given yourself permission yet, now is the time. It's okay to slow down. Now is the time to be drinking lots of water. It's dry as fuck in Colorado. I've put on chapstick like 20 times today. If you're in Colorado, you also know that it's very dry. Now's the time to drink water, hot tea, hot broth, really good, just like warm meals, soups and stews, and just like unctuous food. So water in Chinese medicine also rules the kidneys. And so what we want to be doing right now is building the blood. And by that, building blood means lots of broth. If you eat, animals, bone broth is really, really, really good for you right now if you're vegetarian or vegan. Veggie broths are all the same, just so, so important right now. Keep your feet covered, especially if you're a womb holder who is still menstruating. Keeping your feet warm will just help facilitate a really easeful couple of cycles as we move through the last couple months of winter. So yeah, that's all to say, slow down. You have permission to slow down. You have permission to not have the vision board or, all of your New Year's resolutions like scrapbooked or shared on social media. I know many of us are currently grieving as well. Last week we lost a handful of really, really wonderful, important artists and healers in the Denver community. Alicia Cardenas of Soul Tribe and Alisagan Maldonado of Soul Tribe were two very close friends of mine, and I'm still finding that, how do you say? I'm walking that balance beam of productivity and spacious and like giving myself a space to grieve. So that's an added element. All that to say, this is going to be a super nourishing yin vin practice. I shouldn't have you here any more than maybe 30 more minutes. So let's get into it. All you need is a blanket and your mat. Grab a sip of water real quick and meet me in child's pose, please. Balasana. All right. Widen your knees. Lean your hips all the way back. And just relax your forehead right into the ground here. And there doesn't need to be any active expression happening here. Let your hands naturally rest against the earth. Rather than pressing your hips towards your heels, let your sacrum soften slowly. And just kind of feel the water element in your body, in your tissues, in your muscles gradually settle outward on their own, like foam on the top of the ocean. Take a long inhale through your nose. Out your mouth. Deep inhale. Out the mouth. One more. Fill your lungs up. Empty. Take 3 more rounds just like that at your own pace, please. Slowly as you can, Walk your hands towards your knees. Come up into about a halfway up position. On your inhale, just stretch your right arm up and open to the side. You might lean over a little bit more towards your right hip. That's okay. And just gently push down through your left arm and find a super soft twist across your chest. You don't have to turn your head. This is mostly for opening the chest and your right shoulder. Big breath in. Exhale, threaded needle, child's pose. So bring your right arm underneath the left. You can turn your head towards the left if you want. And really surrender the full weight of your body into the earth. There is a real surrender of physical effort happening here. You don't have to push. You don't have to go deeper. And take a moment to really explore the space that your body is in at this moment. The areas that are grateful for the stretch, for the presence. The areas that are maybe holding on to stagnant energy, that are having a deeper opening, maybe a little bit more of an uncomfortable opening. 3 more breaths. So good, everyone. Go ahead and place your left hand down on the ground. Push to slide your right arm all the way out. Give it one more reset stretch. Press blood back into your right arm. Exhale, come on back to center. Switch. Inhale, lift your left arm all the way up and open. If you want, you can create a little bit of pressure of your right hand into the earth and focus more on turning your right lung towards the open side of your body. So it's a super gentle twist across your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, threaded needle, opposite side. Thread your left arm underneath the right. If it feels available in your neck, rest your, let me see, your left ear right on the ground. Just notice some of the differences in the side of your body, if there feels like different pockets of space opening up, different areas of resistance. Just softly meet those areas where they are. Big breath in. Out the mouth. 2 more. Last one, big breath in. Big breath out. Slide your right hand back underneath your shoulder, push down, inhale, lift, up and open across your left side, big breath in. Exhale, tabletop pose, please. Come forward onto your knees. If you want a little bit more softness today, go ahead and place the blanket underneath your knees. I always recommend that. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale, forward cow pose. Elevate your sits bones, lift your chin up. Exhale, cat. Curl through your back. Hollow your belly. Tuck your chin towards the base of your throat as far as it'll go. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more. Inhale, cow pose. Lift your groins all the way back behind you. Broaden your sits bones. And exhale, curl through every part of your spine. Notice the areas that might feel a little sticky. Inhale, come on back to a neutral center and tabletop pose. So go ahead and kickstand your left foot out to the side and open up to modified gate pose. What I want you to do here is just stick your right hand all the way straight up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, bow your right arm over your ear. Big side body stretch. Good. If you want, you can gently cactus your top arm, which is really nice for opening up the chest just a little bit more. Might feel a lot for the low back. Just take your time here. Inhale, re-straighten your right arm if you took that variation. And exhale, cactus gently. Draw your right shoulder blade down and across your back body. Inhale, straighten your right arm. Exhale out the mouth. So here, lots of micro movements. Think about lifting your right hip, literally your right iliac crest, that big bone in the front of your hip, energetically lifting it higher up towards the sky, and maybe closing the distance just a touch between your right fingertips and the ground. Just a touch to elevate and accentuate that side body stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, come on back to tabletop pose. Nice job. On tabletop, take a little bit of organic movement here. Roll out your head back and forth. Maybe take those big barrel rolls in the sides of your rib cage. Really anything that's needed to start to open up and move energy through your body. Big breath in. Big exhale. Great, my friends. Let's do the opposite side. Kickstand your right foot out to the side, straighten your left leg, open up to modified Vashisthasana side plank. Good. So something I see a lot of sometimes is people kind of rolling this back foot in towards the inner arch of your foot. What I want you to do is roll out until the pinky side of your foot is super suctioned to the ground. Even if that means there's a little bit of space underneath your inner arch, the big toe side of your foot. Elevate your left hip a little bit more, stretch your left arm overhead, big breath in. If you want, exhale, gently take a cactus. Bend your elbow, turn your chest up ever so slightly. It's not a huge twist. Inhale, straighten your left arm. And exhale, cactus. Good. Inhale, straighten the left arm. And exhale, come all the way back down to tabletop pose. Nice job, my friends. Swirl through your head and your neck, especially if you feel a little bit of tension at the base of your skull, at the sides of your throat. Good. Long breath in. Long breath out. So good, my friends. Go ahead and bring your knees a little bit closer to each other. Tuck your toes. Ensure that there's a blanket underneath your knees for this next one. And on an inhale breath, sit back into toe squat or toes pose. I love teaching this posture, and I always say it kind of sucks a little bit in the beginning because it's so much sensation in your plantar fascia. And if this hurts or feels, uncomfortable enough, bring your hands forward until you find that sweet spot. And that sweet spot that we're talking about is, you're not relaxed, you're not totally comfortable, you're experiencing new sensations, deep stretch, perhaps, but you're not in pain. And we never want to create pain in yoga. So find your edge. Some of you will be forward. Some of you will be back here. That's not dependent on your flexibility. It's dependent on your body and the way that your feet are built. So find what feels right for you and sit back into it. We have just 60 seconds in whatever variation feels best for you. Feel free to close your eyes. And breathe deep, robust breaths. Three more breaths. Last one, huge breath in. Earthy exhale. Slowly, methodically, come back through tabletop pose. Untuck one set of toes at a time. Good, nice job. Pitter patter a little bit. Just tap your feet into the ground, restore a little bit of active blood flow. And then sit back, scoot your knees about halfway up your blanket and sit all the way back. So the blanket is an amazing tool. What I want you to do is take the front half of your blanket and kind of fold it back so it's just over your knees, just a little bit. And then kind of lift one kneecap up at a time, pull the blanket underneath it, and then lift the other kneecap up and pull that blanket more underneath both knees so you kind of have a half fold. You can scooch forward a little bit if you like, and sit back right on your ankles. It says ankle stretch, and just a minute elevation of your knees helps bring a little bit more of our body weight back onto the ankles to create the controlled stretch, but without straining the core or the low back. We can keep our tall spine here. So just kind of lift your heart, lead with the heart, draw your shoulder blades down your back. And find just a subtle activation of your belly, not a flex, not a clench, just more of an awareness of your abdominal space. Long inhale towards your belly. Out the mouth. 2 more. Last one, big breath in. Cleansing exhale. Open your eyes. We'll kind of come out the same way. Lean over to one side a little bit to lift one knee up, take the blanket out, switch. Woo! Come on back to tabletop pose, tuck your toes, give yourself a moment. When you feel that kind of, that feeling of blood rushing back into your feet, in Chinese medicine that's called the flooding of qi, the flooding of energy. I always love feeling that and tuning into it. From here, please tuck your toes, clutch your fingertips into your mat, just so your palms suction a little bit. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, my friends. So start to just get familiar with this posture in your body. Bend one knee at a time, pedal your heels. Keep your feet just about the distance of your hips. Move your blanket out of the way for now. Just set it right to the side of your mat. Keep your knees bent just a little bit. And from that space of a bent joint, push your hands down a little bit more and lift your hips straight back. So feel that 45-degree angle that your spine is creating. Imagine pushing your pushing your hands down to lift your tailbone further across that axis. Higher behind you. Big breath in. Out the mouth. One hand at a time, walk your hands towards your feet, backwards, come to the very back edge of your mat. Bend your knees generously, clasp opposite hand to elbow for Uttanasana, forward fold, and sway side to side. Really let go of the weight of your head here, so your gaze is behind you rather than straight down, and you feel a full unclog in the back of your neck. Good. Sway side to side to your heart's content, and switch out the interlace of your ragdoll arms if you took them. So find the way that feels a little less intuitive. Big breath in. Big breath out. Nice job, everyone. Relax your hands down to the ground. Inhale, drag your fingertips up to your shins, press your spine forward, tone your low belly slightly so your hands are light against your shins. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward.
Good. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze down to open the back of your neck. Exhale, fold in. Maybe grab the back of your calf muscles and gently press into your calves back into your hands to bring your chest closer to your thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Soft bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring your hands to heart, Samasthiti. Inhale, up and open, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, come all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk yourself all the way back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big exhale. Inhale, please lift your right leg up behind you. And maybe bend your knees, stack your hip open. Focus on lifting the inside of your right kneecap higher towards the side of your mat, so you're really opening through your right hip, and then squeeze your right heel towards your right glute, your right booty cheek. You feel yourself kind of toppling over towards the right, tack your left hip crease back just a touch. Inhale, straighten your right leg, point your toes down back towards the ground. Exhale, walk or step your right foot in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down towards the ground, and on an inhale breath, open up to warrior two pose. Good. So that similar sensation that we practice in our side modified Vashisthasana, check out your back foot. Put about 5 more pounds of body weight on the pinky edge of your foot, so there's space, and control under the big toe side of your foot. And then that way we're not collapsing our arches. Energetically hug your feet towards each other. Feel really sturdy in your foundation. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Good, once more. Let's flow. Inhale, reverse warrior, lean back. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to your thigh. Inhale, come all the way back to warrior two pose. And then exhale, soft straighten your front knee. Good. You'll toe your back foot in a little bit. So our feet are still in this like long, similar line, almost walking a tightrope. Keep your legs as they are. Try not to lock out this knee. It's more of a soft straighten and a nice firming of your quad. Inhale, reverse, Trikonasana. Good. And then exhale, move into full triangle. So reach your front hand forward as far as you can until your torso runs out, and then tick-tuck your arms. One hand down to your shin, one up towards the sky. Because we're in the business of being very spacious today, if you want, you can hold on to your shin and give yourself more support. If you feel like this is hard on your body right now, if it feels like a lot of energy, keep squeezing your feet towards each other. And engage your pelvic floor a little bit, kind of suction up to the bottom of your pelvis. And gaze down. Big breath in. Big exhale. Big move. Bend your front knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Come all the way back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Step right back to downward facing dog. Inhale, spike your heels. Slowly ripple. Roll yourself all the way forward through plank. And come right down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Walk your legs back a little bit, and then roll your thighs in towards each other. So if you could internally rotate your thighs inward. Take your hands wide off the edges of your mat, hands flat on the ground, press down, inhale, lift up, King Cobra. But on the exhale, drag your upper body forward a few inches. Go for the traction in your belly and your back, one rib at a time. One more, inhale, press down, lift up. Exhale, slowly drag yourself forward, one rib at a time, all the way on the tip of your chin. Here's that shift. Press down, inhale, lift up, King Cobra. And on the exhale, dip your left shoulder in towards center, gentle twist. Inhale back. Exhale, switch, dip your right shoulder in, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, come all the way back down to the earth. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. Inhale, press up to tabletop. And exhale, come right back into downward facing dog. Halfway through the active stuff, my friends. Take a big breath in. Big exhale. Good. Bring your feet towards each other so they're touching. Good. And from here, inhale, lift up your left leg. Stack your hip open, bend your knee. So focus on lifting the inside of your left kneecap higher up towards the ceiling. And if it feels available, shorten the distance between your left heel and your left glute. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly straighten your left leg. Curl your toes, put some light between your toes. Breathe in. Exhale, walk or step your left foot through in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down, inhale, open up. Warrior two pose, Virabhadrasana Dvay on the side of your body. So give yourself a moment to kind of feel into this really nice hip opener. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse warrior, lean it back. And exhale, extended side angle. Forearm to your thigh, opposite bicep by your ear. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Good. Inhale, warrior two pose, come all the way back. Slowly, softly straighten your front leg. The trick I love here, to keep my knee super protected, you can see my foot, my toes are kind of curled up, and I'm pushing the ball of my foot into the rubber. So this keeps my foot super active. I'm actually like almost pulling earth energy through this like channel in the bottom of my foot. So I'm rooted, I'm really active, and I'm working with the earth to keep my knee super safe here. Try and find that feeling in your body. Parallel your arms, breathe in. Exhale, move into full Trikonasana this side. You can hold on to your shin and reach your opposite hand up and open. Big breath in. Out the mouth. One more, fill up your lungs. Exhale. Good, strong legs, strong core, bend your front knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, lean it back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Step right back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet close to each other so your legs can zip up. Inhale, spike your heels. Roll that rounded movement all the way through your spine, even through the sticky parts. And on the exhale, lower down to your knees. Come all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes, walk your legs back, and roll your thighs in just a little bit. Good. From here, tent your fingertips wide off the edges of your mat. Look forward, big breath in. Exhale, just gently hover your fingertips in your chest off the ground. And maybe your toes will follow. Doesn't need to be huge. In fact, bring your gaze down a little bit more. And you can tuck your chin to give yourself a double chin to feel the full stretch and opening of your cervical spine. Big breath in. Exhale, come all the way down to the ground, forehead first. Long inhale. Long exhale. Good, one more. From here, take your arms into goalposts, out to the sides of your mat, hands down. Chin towards the earth, deep breath in. Exhale, hover your arms and chest off the ground. And if you want, pop your feet off the ground and pull your shoulder blades towards each other for a Salambhasana locust variation. Doesn't have to be huge. Again, tuck your chin, give yourself that double chin to stretch out the back of your neck. Big breath in. And exhale, right ear to the mat. You can wiggle your hips side to side or even windshield wipe your knees a little bit if that feels okay. Just really give yourself yourself over to the support of the earth beneath you. Deep inhale. Clear it out. And then gently turn your head, switch ears. And just notice how different your body feels, how grateful your body feels for a little bit of movement, a little bit of attention. So good, everybody. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, relax your legs, tuck your toes, chin forward, breathe in. Exhale, tabletop or plank pose, whatever floats your boat today. And from tabletop, sit back onto your heels for just a moment. Grab a sip of water if you need it. You need it. All right. Put your blanket back on your mat, please. And once your blanket's all set up, come back into tabletop pose. From here, please wiggle your right shin in front of you, more towards the top edge of your mat. So your left kneecap is really resting on the ground here. Take a moment to turn over your right shoulder. And if your ankle is kind of like flopping out to one side or sickling, think about kind of pointing your toes like a dancer, getting your ankle a little bit more activated so it's not sickling out to either side. When you have that feeling in your body, come forward, unclench your toes a little bit, and exhale, walk yourself forward for a few breaths in king pigeon pose. Or this isn't king pigeon, in pigeon pose. We would need a strap to do king pigeon, and we're not doing straps today. As always, my favorite self-assist. Take your right thumb, wedge it right into your right hip crease, and create pressure that is down towards your hip and slightly outward. Breathe. Long inhale. Long exhale. Place your hands back on the ground. Kind of a fun move coming. Rather than coming right back into tabletop, sit down on your right hip and bring yourself into Janu Shirshasana, separate leg stretching. It's getting dark in here. There's a storm coming. Feel free to reach underneath your right glute. Pull your tush out from underneath you. Turn your body ever so slightly towards your left leg. Curl your left toes towards your thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, hinge at your waist. Hinge, 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 hinge. And when your back starts to get tight, then place your hands on the ground. You can bend this knee a little bit. What I love to do is take my hand underneath my my calf muscle, and just kind of hold my leg. Bring your opposite hand towards this thigh, your right thigh. Roll it out a little bit, find that same anchoring traction. And see if you can lean forward, nose to knee or forehead to knee. Find your edge. 3 breaths. Good work. The bottom of your third exhale, press your hands into the earth, slowly uncurl your spine. One vertebra at a time. Go slow. Your head will be the very last thing to stack. Fun's not over yet. From here, kind of tuck your right knee more underneath you so you can cross your left leg over it for Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes twist. This might be where you stay. If your hips are feeling tight, stay here. Interlace your hands right in front of your knees. Create a little pressure of hands into knee, knee into hands for more of a hip release. If you feel like you're ready for a twist, kickstand your left hand behind you. Inhale, reach up, get long through your right side first. And then exhale, big twist. Clasp your elbow around your kneecap and turn more from your guts, more from the watery parts of your body rather than your bones, rather than the bony column of your spine. Focus on moving from the squishy parts of yourself. Big rinse cycle, option to turn your head towards the back of the room. Big breath in, out the mouth. And carefully unwind your spine. Oof. Big release. Bring your feet together, knees wide, just for a moment of a Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward, as far as you can go. Doesn't need to be very much here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Nice work, everyone. Slowly come all the way back up. Fun is not over yet. We're going to move right into Ardha Matsyendrasana on the opposite side. So this time, tuck your left knee, cross your right leg over. Stay here if this feels like enough for you. Remember, hands into knee, knee into hands, a little bit of opposing actions. Create a deep stretch in the hip. If you want to go for that twist, kickstand your right hand behind you first. Inhale, lift your left arm up, get long, get open. Use the space. Exhale, twist. Clasp and hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Now remember, rotate from the squishy, soft parts of your abdomen. You can even focus on turning your left lung more over towards the right. Option to turn your head. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Slowly unwind your twist. Ooh, that was a big one. Keep your left leg as it is. Stretch your right leg out to the side. For Janu Shirshasana, separate leg stretching on this side of your body. Remember, you can reach underneath your glutes gently. Find that posterior tilt in your pelvis, that pubic bone more towards the ground. Turn your body towards your right leg, flex your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Stay anchored in your hips. Exhale, hinge at your waist. Hinge, 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 hinge. When you feel your back start to round and your hips want to lift up, that's where you place your hands on the ground. If you want, you can slide that right hand underneath your calf, soft bend in this knee. Opposite hand towards your left thigh traction, down and out. 3 more breaths. Find your edge. And that third exhale, bring your hands back to the earth. Push down, gently bring yourself all the way back up, 1 vertebra at a time. Turn your body a little bit more towards the top edge of your mat if you got away from it. Scooch onto your blanket. And from here, if you want, you can just kind of swing or slowly move your right leg all the way back behind you. Right knee will touch down on your blanket. Left leg is forward for pigeon pose on this side of your body. While we're up, take a peek over your left shoulder. Check out your back ankle. If it's sickling or just kind of weaken from side to side, activate your foot. Point your toes straight behind you. It's a little bit of a brain teaser. Yeah, and once you have that feeling, turn forward once more. And exhale, hinge. Place your hands all the way down on the earth. Come down to rest. Maybe even wedge your left thumb into your hip crease for a little bit more of a release. Oh. Deep breath in. Out the mouth. Breathe in from the hips. Out the mouth. Last one, huge inhale. Huge exhale. Hands down, press yourself all the way back up. Tuck your back toes a little bit, enough to send yourself upright and back into your very last downward facing dog. Pedal it out, take what you need here. Gaze forward in between your hands. Slowly walk through to a seated position. Take your blanket out from underneath you, set it to the side. And slowly bend your knees, walk yourself all the way back into a supine position. And from here, bring your legs into butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, and place your blanket either right over your low belly area, right below your navel, or if you want, you can place it over your entire body. Relax your arms overhead to mimic the shape happening in your legs. Close your eyes. And really feel your body here. Just feel your breath. Feel that lovely sensation that arrives just after a good movement practice. Almost like a thank you from your body. Feel into all of the microscopic cellular miracles happening in your body, all of the things that are going right every moment. Feel your body's oneness with nature. How winter moves through us, whether we know it or not. And trust the wisdom of your wild body to take care of your human mind. Take a long inhale. Out the mouth. And stay here as long as you like, or bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, help your legs come a little bit more closer towards each other, and straighten your legs for your final resting pose. I encourage you to stay here as long as you can, to rest as long as you need. 5 to 10 minutes is a good place to start. Thank you so much for spending time with me today on your mat, and thank you for your patience as I was spacious with myself in coming back here to be with you. It is my honor and privilege to be teaching yoga to you. Thank you so much for being part of the Grounding Down Yoga community. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Ometeo. Masoka mati. Thank you. Shavasana.